Here's something most people aren't paying attention to. The skilled trades are about to explode in 2026. Some are going to create millionaires, and others are going to bleed you dry and leave you wondering what happened. Today, I'm breaking down the best trades that you can get into in 2026, and the worst ones that you need to avoid like the plague. But before we dive in, here's something you need to know. The most valuable thing that you can control isn't a skill, it's customers. That's the digital leasing model I teach in the free training below. I'm making over $41,000 a month with this, and thousands of my students are using it to create financial freedom. Some at $2,000 a month, some are at $6,000 a month, some are scaling past that. The training is completely free. The link's in the description below. Now look, these trades I'm about to break down, they're legit. The money is real. But nearly 1/3 of the skilled trade workers in the US are over 50 years old, which means that retirement wave is creating massive opportunity, higher wages, higher demand, less competition. Some trades are projected to grow 42% in the next decade alone, but not all of the trades are positioned to win. So let me walk you through the best and the worst. The 5 best trades for 2026. Trade number 5, plumbing. Let's start with plumbing. Plumbing is always going to be needed. Always. People need water. They need sewer systems. They need heat. And those systems break constantly. The BLS is projected about 4% job growth for plumbers, which sounds modest until you realize that most of those job openings are from retirements. The workforce is aging, guys, and there aren't enough young plumbers coming in. That means less competition and higher wages for those who stay in the game. But let me tell you about the massive opportunity right now. The federal government just finalized the lead and copper rule improvements, okay? Which means that every lead water pipe in the United States has to be identified and replaced within 10 years, okay? They're backing this with $15 billion in funding. Think about that for just a second. That's a decade-long pipeline for government-funded work for plumbers, right? And it's not just public projects. Homeowners are getting reimbursements to replace their private side lead pipes too. This is guaranteed work, and it's coming whether the economy is up or down. Plumbing businesses see strong cash flow, emergency repairs, often getting paid on the spot, and profit margins that are solid. You can charge premium rates for emergency calls, $100 plus per hour, and customers pay because a burst pipe or a backed up sewer line isn't something that you can just ignore, right? Startup costs are moderate. You need a truck, you need some tools, and your plumbing license. Many plumbers, guys, start with just small, right? And then they scale by adding more trucks and hiring additional plumbers as they grow down the line. Trade number 4, HVAC installation and repair. Let's talk HVAC. Like heating, ventilation, air conditioning. This is one of the most recession-proof businesses you can get into, and I'll tell you why. When your furnace dies in January or your AC quits in July, you're calling somebody that day, right? You're not waiting. You're not shopping around for 6 months. You need it fixed right now. The BLS is projected about 8% job growth for HVAC technicians, which means roughly 40,000 job openings every single year. But here's where it gets even better. The federal government is pumping billions of dollars into energy-efficient upgrades. So things like the Inflation Reduction Act, heat pump rebates, tax credits for homeowners who upgrade their systems, right? Heat pump installations alone are projected to grow 65% by 2030. So that's not demand that's coming someday. That's demand that's here right now. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need a 4-year degree to get into this. You can get into HVAC through apprenticeship, earn while you learn, right? And be making $55,000 to $80,000 a year as a technician. If you go out on your own and start your own HVAC business, you can scale that to 6 figures and beyond. Startup costs are moderate as well, right? You need a truck, you need some tools, and your EPA certification for handling refrigerants. Most people start as owner-operators and then scale up from there. And here's the thing, the labor shortage means you can charge premium rates, and customers will pay because they need you. Trade number 3, installation and energy efficient services. This one flies under the radar, but it's a gold mine, okay? Spray foam insulation specifically is projected to grow from 750 million in 2024, guys, to over 1 billion by 2030. 1 billion. You know why? Because energy costs are going up, building codes are getting stricter, and homeowners are looking for ways to cut their heating and cooling bills. Spray foam installation is one of the best ways to do that. It air seals and insulates at the same time, and it's in high demand for both new construction and retrofits. The Inflation Reduction Act offers tax credits for insulation upgrades up to 30% back, which makes it easy for homeowners to justify the cost. And here's the beautiful part. Profit margins in spray foam installation, they're insane. Industry insiders report gross margins around 50% and net profits around 25%. That's way above most service-based businesses. Let me put this into perspective for you. A $10,000 installation job might cost you $5,000 in materials and labor, leaving you with $5,000 in gross profit for 2 days of work. If you can book jobs constantly, you can easily hit $500,000 to $1 million in annual revenue with just a really small crew. Startup costs are higher. You need a spray foam rig, right? Which can run like $40,000 to $150,000, depending on whether you buy it new or used. But the return on investment is fast if you're in the right market. The barrier to entry is higher as well because of the equipment cost and the training that's required. But that's actually a good thing. It keeps competition lower, and it means that the business that do enter this space can charge premium rates without getting undercut. Trade number 2, electrical contracting and EV charging installations. Electricians are in massive demand, and it's only getting bigger. The BLS is forecasting 9% job growth, about 81,000 job openings per year. The world is electrifying, right? Electric vehicles, solar panels, battery storage, heat pumps, replacing gas furnaces, right? All of that requires electrical work. And the EV charging installation specifically is skyrocketing. Let me put it this way for you, okay? Electricians who specialize in EV charging installation are charging 20% to 30% higher rates than traditional electrical work. You know why? Because there aren't enough of them. Cities and companies are building out charging networks with federal funding, and they need qualified electricians to do the installs. Homeowners are adding circuits for EV chargers to their home, right? And solar panels. The demand is just everywhere. And here's the thing, electrician work isn't getting automated. You can't send a robot into a crawl space to run conduit, okay? You can't program software to troubleshoot a breaker panel. This is hands-on, human work, and it's going to stay that way. Startup costs are moderate, okay? You need a working van, you need tools, you need your electrical license. Many electricians start by working for others, right? They build up their skills and then they go independent once they have their master electrician license. Profit margins are strong. Electricians often build $75 to $150 per hour. And if you're specialized in something like EV chargers or solar, you can charge even more. Trade number 1, solar installation and renewable energy. Solar installation is the fastest growing occupation in the United States right now. Not one of the fastest, the fastest. The BLS is projecting 42% job growth for solar installers, guys, from 2024 to 2034. And that's absolutely insane. And it's being driven by federal tax credits, failing equipment cost, and increasing consumer demand for clean energy. The Inflation Reduction Act offers 30% tax credit for solar installation, and that's locked in through at least 2032, okay? That's a massive incentive, and it's driving homeowners and businesses to go solar in record numbers. The solar market in the U.S. is about $20 billion and climbing. And here's what I love about this. It's not about installing panels. It's about integrating battery storage, EV chargers, and smart home systems, okay? If you can do that, you're not just a solar installer, you're an energy systems contractor. Startup costs are moderate to high. You need training equipment and your licensing, but the margins are healthy, especially if you're focused on high-end systems with battery storage and advanced features. And here's the thing, This work isn't getting automated, okay? Every roof is different. Every system is custom. You need human skill and judgment to design and install these systems properly. The labor shortage in solar is real. Experienced solar installers are in high demand, and if you can deliver quality work, you'll have more business than you can even handle. Now let's talk about the trades you need to avoid. These are the businesses that look okay on the surface, but when you dig into these numbers and the trends, they're a nightmare. Worst trade number 1, dry cleaning services. Dry cleaning is dying and it's not coming back. People don't wear suits and formal clothing anymore. The pandemic accelerated the shift to casual work wardrobes, right? And even now, most people are dressing business casual at best, right? Modern fabrics are machine washable, and customers already think dry cleaning is way too expensive. Here's the stat that tells you everything. An estimated 30% of U.S. dry cleaners closed during the pandemic alone, and the ones that survived are barely breaking even. On top of that, the EPA is phasing out the main cleaning solvents, which means dry cleaners have to invest in tens of thousands of dollars into new equipment just to stay compliant with them. Declining demand, rising cost, shrinking margins, and all of these heavy regulatory burdens that are out there. That's a recipe for disaster. Worst trade number 2, traditional brick and mortar retail stores. Physical retail is getting crushed by e-commerce. In the first half of 2025 alone, about 6,000 retail stores closed in the US, and it's not slowing down. Consumers compare prices instantly online. They read reviews and have products delivered in a day or two. Why would they drive to a store, fight for parking, and pay more money? You're competing with Amazon on price and selection, and you're competing with big box stores on convenience. You can't win. Profit margins are already single digits. Rent is killing people. And even if you try to compete online, you're running 2 businesses at once in a saturated market. It's a losing battle. Worst trade number 3, generic gyms and fitness centers. The fitness center industry, guys, is oversaturated, and generic gyms are getting squeezed from both sides. Budget gyms like Planet Fitness charge like $10 a month. Boutique studios like Orange Theory offer specialized experience and community. In the middle, right, generic gyms offer treadmills and weight machines that nobody cares about. The pandemic gave at-home fitness a huge boost. People realized they can run outside, they can do body weight workouts at home, or follow YouTube videos for free. Startup costs are high. You need tons of members to break even, and profit margins are low. Most new gyms operate at a loss for months or years, and many fail within a few years because they can't cover overhead. It's a grind, and the payoff isn't worth it. Look, here's the bottom line. 2026 is going to be a massive year for the skilled trades. If you're in the right trade, you can build a 6-figure business, scale it to 7 figures, and create real wealth for yourself. But if you're in the wrong trades, you're going to go grind yourself into the ground, burn through all your savings, and wonder why it didn't work. The difference between the best and the worst isn't effort. It's not hustle. It's picking the right battlefield. HVAC, electrician, plumbing, solar, insulation. Those are the winning plays for 2026. Now, if you want to build something that doesn't require you to bid on jobs or compete with dozens of other contractors or deal with labor shortages, then you need to check out the free training in the description below. I'm going to show you how to build digital assets that generate customers for local businesses and how to lease those assets for recurring monthly income. This is how I'm making over $41,000 a month, and this is how my students are building real freedom. No tools, no trucks, no employees, just you, your laptop, and a system that works. The training is free. Let's go build something that lasts.